The meaning of the movie author Orpheus for reading 5 minutes published 10.01. 2020 updated 10.01. 2020 The action of the movie starts in the court where we see Zane, a boy from a poor family, who files a lawsuit against his parents. When asked by the judge why he is doing this, Zane replies, "Because I was born." The story then goes back a few months. The boy lives with his parents and takes care of his younger siblings, who earn money instead of going to school. Zane plans to run away with his favorite sister and start all over again. But his parents marry off his sister and Zane runs away from home and then meets Rachel, an illegal immigrant from Ethiopia. She sympathizes with him and agrees to take him in on the condition that he looks after her 1-year-old son while she works. But Rachel has problems, too. Her documents are about to expire, and she doesn't have the money to get new ones. A speculator offers her a deal: she will get new documents for free if she agrees to give her son up for adoption. Rachel refuses, even though she realizes that this will give her son a ticket to a better life. The authorities grab her, and Zane, left alone with the child, begins to earn money to flee the country. After going through betrayal, disappointment, and the death of loved ones, Zane manages to get the identity he never had. The meaning of the movie Capernaum. Lebanese director Nadine Labaki stated that the movie is a reflection of today's Beirut. This is also reflected in the title of the movie. The word Capernaum means chaos and disorder in French. The title also alludes to the city on the Sea of Galilee where Jesus was to preach and heal the sick. The parallel between Jesus and the hero of the movie is certainly present. The boy must endure the cruelty and humiliation caused by poverty. In recent years, Lebanon has received more than 1 million refugees fleeing the war in Syria. The sight of hundreds of children begging in the streets has become the norm for the Lebanese. Labaki always knew she wanted to tell the story from a child's perspective. So she interviewed hundreds of children living on the streets. At the end of the conversation, I usually asked them, "Are you happy to be alive?" And in most cases the answer was negative. They just think of themselves as insects and parasites, says the director. Indeed, the movie often feels more like a documentary than a feature film. And that's because much of what is shown is not fiction. For example, the actor who plays Zane is actually a Syrian refugee named Zain al-Rafia. Capernaum shows the hunger, suffering, and abuse that drove Zane into the courtroom. While suing his parents, he is also suing the system, an entire society that does not allow him to have his basic human rights. It pains Zane to see how poverty continues to multiply, how people are willing to do anything to get a piece of bread. Whether it's the deliberate use of cheap immigrant labor who accept the lowest pennies or selling children for organs. He resents the world for forcing him to become an angry old man with a hard stare, encased in the body of a child. In the end, he accepts the cruel laws of a heartless world. He renounces the people closest to him, his parents. He tears that bond. He no longer identifies with those who were his family. Now he is alone against his family, against poverty, society and the whole world. But who is he? Who and what is Zane or Rachel? Her child and his parents? Each of them must answer the question posed to Zane repeatedly in the movie: "Where are your papers? I need proof that you're a human being." Lack of citizenship and illegitimacy pop up in the movie for a reason. They are bureaucratic mechanisms, driven by money, through which humanity is asserted. Capernaum is the filmmaker's angry cry against a system that revels in dirty money while the rest of us are forced to grasp at the board from the last gasp just to live. It was important for the director to show the viewer the real life of those who are forced to flee their country, so that they could see the other side of the coin. Despite the overall tragic and controversial nature of the film, there is room for humor and goodness in Capernaum. The movie affirms that they are always there for us, even in life's most difficult circumstances. The meaning of the ending of the movie Capernaum. In the final minutes of the movie, we are shown Zane getting his first ID and going to the photographer for the document. The photographer asks him to smile. He finds it difficult at first, but eventually succeeds. However, it's hard to call it a happy ending. Zane hasn't found his place in the world. But this is his small victory, he now exists for this world. He is embittered by it and ready to shout about it, but now he exists and more people can hear him. Yes, the ending is open-ended and we don't know what happens next, but it's a moment brimming with hope, both for the viewer and for the boy himself. This uncertainty has been talked about by the director herself. However, in a later interview, she shared that actor Zarinol Raffia had received Norwegian citizenship and went to school for the first time. Therefore, she is now definitely sure that everything worked out well for his on-screen character as well.